just checked out. Gonna head to the train station now. Not getting a train, I'm getting a bus, but the bus station is outside the train station, so you can't buy a ticket online, as I said, so just have to hope that they have some there. I think there's a bus every hour and a half, so should be alright. If I miss one of the buses, I'll just wait around and get the other. So on we go to Morioka. So got my bus ticket, then walked around in Sendai station for a little bit, got my little stamp. But man, Sendai station is like an airport. It's just food everywhere. It's like a food market in the main centre. It's crazy. And then when you come outside, it's vending machines like this where you can get little macarons, or else a t-shirt if you want a t-shirt, or else a dinner. I don't know what it is, this gyoza anyway. I'm on the hunt for more retro video games while I'm waiting for the bus, so I'll see how it goes. And if you're ever walking down the street and you say to yourself, do you know what, I'd love some insects just to snack on, and then you've come to the right place. Hornets, crickets, worms, cicadas, bamboo. Well, it's not bamboo, that's maggots. Crickets, all for the great price of 1,000 yen, and then you can wash it down with a regular drink. I won't have that today. When I was in China last year, I had grasshoppers. That was nice, not gonna lie. Spicy. They put chili powder on them and they've deep fried them, but yep. Arrived in Morioka. Fairly easy journey, 2.5 hours, one stop for a toilet break, but I didn't need it, so I stayed on the bus and slept. Gonna make my way across the bridge towards my guest house. Can't check in till 5, so I'll have a little walk around and see what's going on. Did you know that this river, up until the 70s, no fish could swim in it because it was too polluted from the mines that are nearby, but they've cleaned them up now, and apparently the salmon that come up are very, very good quality. Now I'm just walking up to the site of Morioka Castle. Don't know what's left of it, don't know if it's still a full castle, haven't a clue, which is why I'm walking up here. Don't even know if you have to pay an entry fee. I don't think you do. If I do, I don't have change. I don't want more coins swinging around in my pocket. We'll see. Yep, that's all that's left. Would you believe it? Now of course, that's not the castle. The castle did take up this space around here, so these walls were part of the castle. So the castle would have been here, the entry into the castle. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh Dan, bet you're going to tell us, oh it was a lovely castle and then the Meiji period came along and he told them to tear it down. The usual story that you've told at every castle site. Well, what if I was to tell you you were wrong? No, I'm only messing, you were right. Of course, that's a story for nearly every castle here. It's actually kind of warm here today, but very cloudy, and you can't, when you're down at the bridge near the train station, when you look up the river in this direction you can see the lovely mountain, but it's mostly clouded over today. I think it's too late in the day. Oh wait, it's over here. You might be able to see it through. It's very dark though. Hold on, try and get a bit of a clearer view. Don't know if you can see it. It's just here between this tree and this building. It's gigantic, but I'd say on a clear day, maybe tomorrow will be clear, I don't know. Maybe the afternoon I think it might be clearing up a bit, but I'd say if you could see that whole thing it'd look amazing. Once I arrived in Morioka, the time was actually went fairly quick. I suppose by the time I got off the bus and kind of got me navigation ready to know what way to go. So I can check in just under an hour, which is good. I'm going to check in just after 5, and then I'm going to head down to, there's a book off not too far from where I'm staying, and that's got maybe retro video games. The ones earlier were terrible, they had about 4 games in them in bad condition, so I just left it, didn't bother. Not that hungry yet. I've eaten a bit today. I've eaten got an egg sandwich at 7-Eleven when I was waiting for the bus, and I got wabari mochi, so the mochi that it's covered in a different flavour powder. I got a matcha one, and you can drizzle over like a sweet sauce over them. Quite nice, but they're quite filling. Like they are rice flour, so rice is always filling. No sign of the market being open today. Maybe it was open earlier, or maybe it opens later, I don't know. So the park run tomorrow is just not too far from the station. It's on the other side of the river, but starts at 8, which is an hour earlier than the ones in Ireland start. Not sure about any other countries, but so I'll be there for, just to be safe, I'll be there 7:45. I'll check on Google Maps later and just to get an idea of how long it takes to get down there from where I'm staying. Might do a little jog on the way there just to kind of warm up, but there's a morning market that opens from 5 until 8 or 9 in the morning, so I'm thinking it might be a good idea to go down there early. Well, obviously early because it only opens early, and maybe get a bit to eat there, something just to get me going for the park run. I'll see if I wake up on time for that, but that means I'll have to get up about 6 just to be safe. I'll have everything ready to go for a run, but I think 6 is a fairly good time. Just means I have to get to bed and rest a bit earlier. Here they've got a little natural spring only around the corner from where I'm staying. Buried right over here is Takeshihara. Now, before I got here, I didn't know who Takeshihara was. I still don't know an awful lot about him, but from what I've read up on him by walking through this cemetery, he was the first commoner elected as Prime Minister of Japan. As commoner as in outside of the Meiji ruling classes. And he's from here, and he moved to Tokyo when he was a teenager. And he had a few different kinds of jobs, odd jobs, and then he became a diplomat and worked his way up to Prime Minister. But in 1921, outside of Tokyo Station, he was stabbed. He was 65 years old, he stabbed and he died. And his final wishes were to be buried here at Daijiji. So it's nice that you can kind of learn this stuff without having to look online. I just learned it by walking around and reading up and translating a couple of the things that were around. So as always, there could be a couple of bits of information that are a bit skewed because translate is not always perfect, but it's still quite interesting what you can learn by just going around walking and reading and not having to Google everything. It's nice to be able to just naturally take in the information. So when I get to me guest house, I have a couple of missions. Mission 1, plan where I'm going next, because I still haven't a clue. I have a couple of ideas, the same as like I usually do, but not 100% sure. I don't know whether to go to a smaller town or go to a bigger city. I like to mix it up a bit, but I'm only here for 2 nights. Anyway, second mission is to figure out the park run tomorrow morning. Well, I'm all checked in now. Nice little place. Very clean. The minute I went in I had to wash my hands and stuff like that, but then again maybe that's smart, because I've been on a bus and in the train station and all, so can't blame the guy. But yeah, checked in, fine. I've one roommate. It's the futon beds, so the room is like a long rectangle, so you have one bed at each end, which is fine. But I'm on my way now to the Morioka Hachiman shrine. Now it's getting dark. I don't know if it's going to be lit up. I was actually just going to the second-hand shop to look for the video games, but when I looked on the map I saw the shrine, or it's a Shinto shrine from, oh god, I think it's the 1600s, but it was rebuilt, so check that out now. I just met my roommate when I was putting on my shoes. He was checking in. The host said, "This is your roommate," and I said, "Oh, hey." He said, "Hi." He's a Westerner, and his accent, you know, I said, "American?" He said, "No, Canadian." I was like, damn, don't want to make that mistake. I made that mistake before, but someone from New Zealand. I said, "You're from Australia?" And they didn't look too happy. They laughed it off, but they didn't really look like they were too impressed. But like, come on, the accent for me is the same. It's because I'm not used to it. I just hear it and I think American. On my way here I stopped off at the 16 Buddha statues. I've heard about it before I got here, but you can see them all lined up all around. I'll take a couple of proper pictures on my phone of them, but you can see them. And I think this memorial was set up at the time because there was, in Iwate, there was a lot of famine at the time, so this is kind of like the memorial ground for it. There's actually a playground here now, but there was a shrine or a temple here, but that burned down years ago. Which you often see in Japan. You often see like the death and life kind of intertwined, like even at temples or graveyards there's often like a school, like a little primary school or kindergarten right beside it with a playground, so it's kind of, you know, they kind of go hand in hand here, which I like. I mean, life and death, it's all one, isn't it? As I get near here, the wind gets strong and it starts raining, of course. Typical, isn't it? Pretty dark clouds as well around, so it's no surprise. I think this is the way. That way is for cars. There won't be many people here if it's open, I think. We'll see how it goes. I hope it's lit up at least, because it's getting dark. It's not much use if it's dark. Okay, it is lit up. Let's check it out. There's a nice warming feeling when you come up to these places and they have the lanterns lighting. It's hard to get it on camera because the glass is very reflective. Nice up here. Each of these little small shrines has a different animal in them. I'm not sure what exactly they represent. There's all sorts of snake, rabbit. I don't know if it's something to do with the year of the certain animal or not, but it's quite nice. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't know as much about Shintoism as I know about the main branch of Buddhism. So I'm not really certain what all these things kind of represent. I'll have to do a bit more research on it. Frog. Made it to book off out of the rain. Now I'm just going to take a little gander around. Well, I would say that was mission successful. A nice boxed copy of Super Mario Kart for the Super Famicom, or Super Nintendo as we call it back home. Oh, what a steal. 900 yen. Oh, heaven. Jesus. Might go back there tomorrow and have another proper look. Well, I got me food in 7-Eleven on my way back from the retro game shop, so that's it now for today. Going in, gonna eat, gonna plan the next few days and go to bed and get ready for an early morning, so I'll catch you bright and early, or dark and early.